I just feel extremely honored and excited that I could be one of the first people to receive this visa. I knew it was something that I had to pursue and pursue aggressively. And I feel so fortunate that I get to start this new chapter over here in Milan. So I have been working remotely since 2020 and started my own business back in 2022. And ever since I came to Italy in 2017 for the first time, I've had this deep desire, longing to live here. And there's been no easy pathway. And when I found out this past April that the digital nomad visa had been launched, I was just so excited. And I knew it was something that I had to pursue and pursue aggressively. I tried to do as much research as I could. However, because this is such a new visa, there literally is not any information out there besides just stating that the visa exists. Each consulate in the United States should have a list of requirements on their website, is what I found out. And so to the best of my ability, I just followed their online checklist. And then supplemented it with a few additional items on my own end because I'm someone who always tries to arrive at a situation over-prepared versus under-prepared. And so I think my packet when I came to the consulate back in June was easily 150 pages deep. My top 3 tips, my first one would definitively be come over-prepared versus under-prepared. You want to have all the ammunition at your disposal versus being told that you have a piece of documentation missing and you have to come back and redo the whole process from the beginning. I brought documentation showing that I've been working remotely, as I mentioned, since 2020. Another huge sticking point to my understanding is proof of accommodation in Italy for at least a minimum duration of a year. And Italy is notoriously hard when it comes to renting apartments. Personally, I found the idea of signing a lease before I knew that I would actually get a visa pretty daunting. But after doing a little bit of research on my own, I've learned that the Italian rental laws are pretty pro-tenant. So if for some reason that your visa didn't come through, or even if you arrived at your apartment and it wasn't to your satisfaction or exactly what you were looking for, make sure when you're signing your lease, there's typically some sort of out clause that if you provide 3 months notice or 6 months notice, you can actually get out of the lease. Versus being stuck into it, for years. The traditional Italian leases can be for 3 or 4 years. You need to get your degree accredited by SEMIA, which is the Italian education system. You have to upload your degree, proof of degree there. You have to upload your transcripts, and then it goes through an internal review process, which can take days or it can take months. My second tip would be to seek resources here in Italy that can be helpful. I would also recommend, if you have the opportunity to come over to Italy, if you have time between when you receive your appointment and when the actual appointment will be at the consulate. And my third piece of recommendation would just be to stay flexible and to come financially prepared. The whole process definitely cost a little bit more than I was anticipating. And I think, again, if you do go through this process and you don't get approved the first time, I would just encourage you not to give up. Use the information that was provided to you. You can always go back, you can reapply. And I do feel that Italy is extremely receptive and excited for this new type of visa. And so I hope that, my story can inspire others. No one had seen someone successfully get approved for this visa yet. And so I just feel extremely honored and excited that I could be one of the first people to receive this visa. It means so much to me. And I hope that I'll be able to, continue to share my experience so that others can follow their dreams like I did.